The SpaceX CEO outlined on Twitter how his company plans to increase production of the Raptor. The rocket engine is designed for use with the Starship, a fully reusable stainless steel ship intended to send the first humans to Mars. In response to a question about how many Raptors SpaceX aims to produce per year, Musk tweeted, roughly 800 to 1,000 per year. That's about what's needed over 10 years to create the fleet to build a self-sustaining city on Mars. The city itself probably takes roughly 20 years, so hopefully it will be built by 2050. But what is this Raptor engine? Hello and welcome to Elon Musk Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell to get updated with technology trends. We bring you the video related to SpaceX's Raptor engine, so stick till the end. Elon Musk's Mars rocket is really coming together. Construction of the interplanetary spaceship is taking place at SpaceX's Boca Chica facility in Texas, and after giving us a glimpse of the prototype's fins on Monday, the SpaceX CEO has pulled back the curtain on the Starship's Mk1 fitted with 3 Raptor engines. However, the response shows how Musk is planning to schedule out production, with an end goal of producing enough ships to build a self-sustaining city on Mars by 2050. Although SpaceX has yet to send a single human to Mars, the CEO's figures reveal how he plans to meet his self-declared goal of sending 1 million tons of cargo to the planet, which he claims could be enough for the city to live without Earth's support. The Starship is a fully reusable rocket designed to send over 100 tons or 100 people into space at a time. The vehicle is composed of 2 parts, a ship, also called Starship, and a booster called Super Heavy. The booster is used to give the ship the necessary power to leave the Earth. The Starship's predecessor, BFR, was first unveiled in 2017. It's designed to cover SpaceX's current crew and cargo launches undertaken by the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, while also enabling more ambitious missions like sending people to Mars. Raptor is used in the Starship system in both the Super Heavy Lift Super Heavy booster and in the Starship spacecraft, which acts as the second stage when launched from Earth, and as an independent spacecraft. Starship is planned to be used in various applications, including Earth orbit satellite delivery, deployment of a large portion of SpaceX's Starlink satellite constellation, exploration, moon landing, and colonization of Mars. Beyond offering sheer power, the ship is also useful for Mars missions because of its fuel. The Raptor engines are powered by liquid oxygen and methane, unlike the rocket propellant used by the Merlin engine in the Falcon 9. The fuel is intended to enable astronauts to land on Mars and refuel using the planet's resources. Each Starship will require a lot of Raptor engines. On Sunday, Musk confirmed on Twitter that the team has decided that the booster will use 33 engines to offer 500,000 pounds of sea-level thrust. These engines will be all the same, except for the outer 20, which will lack some of the more complex controls. The ship itself is expected to use a further 6 engines. That means, in total, each Starship and Super Heavy pairing will use 39 engines. Musk wants to build 800 to 1,000 Raptor engines per year. That would be enough engines for 20 to 25 booster-equipped Starships per year. Over a 10-year period, SpaceX could build a Starship fleet of up to 256 booster-equipped vehicles. But there's a catch. The ship won't need the booster once it leaves Earth. Indeed, Musk plans to return the booster to Earth so it's ready to refly in under an hour. It's unclear how many Super Heavy boosters SpaceX plans to produce. If SpaceX builds 1,000 Raptors in a given year and uses them all on the ship portion of the Starship, that would be more like 166 ships per year. That's 1,660 ships over the 10-year period. Mars is a long way from Earth, on average 140 million miles away, but SpaceX claims on its website that it can use each Starship to send 100 tons of cargo all the way to the Red Planet. It plans to use on-orbit refueling in low Earth orbit once the ship has left the Earth to complete the journey. In 2019, Musk also noted that a self-sustaining city on Mars would likely require somewhere in the region of 1 million tons of cargo. That requires around 10,000 Starship launches to reach that figure. Musk also claims that each Starship will be designed to fly 3 times per day, which means around 1,000 launches per year. Of course, flying to Mars and back will take several months, so these launches low Earth orbit missions. Hosting 10,000 launches with 250 vehicles would mean that each ship has to fly 40 times. That would require each ship to complete the round trip from Mars and back in the space of 6 months. As the trip to Mars could take anywhere between 80 to 150 days, and Mars reaches its closest point with Earth around once every 26 months, is a little too tight. But in the best case scenario, if SpaceX manages to build 166 ships per year, each ship only has to launch 6 times over the 20-year period to meet Musk's cargo transport goals. Musk claimed in 2019 that SpaceX could build its city over the course of 10 orbital synchronizations with Mars. Get ready for a giant fleet of Starship launches every 26 months. It's hard to say how many ships SpaceX will actually produce, whether it will meet these production goals, and whether timing will slip. But in these figures, a picture emerges of how Musk plans to meet his goal of a city by 2050. The Raptor engines are monstrous, liquid rocket engines, which use methane and oxygen to power SpaceX's upcoming launch vehicles. They will be used in SpaceX's next-generation rocket, which contains 2 stages: the Super Heavy first stage, which lifts it to orbit, and the Starship second stage, which takes it through the void of space. The Raptor engine ticked off a major milestone recently, launching the Starhopper prototype ship to an altitude of around 150 meters in a brief test flight. Musk tweeted that the current prototype is quite a complex beast, but he expects it will launch within a month or so. The SpaceX CEO has discussed the Raptor engine requirements in the past, explaining how the proposed interplanetary Starship requires an engine that can put out at least 170 tons of force. Previously, testing showed a single engine reached 172 tons of force, but it's now pushing 200. The Starship will be attached to the top of the Super Heavy rocket, which will likely have up to 31 Raptor engines strapped to its bottom. Crazy to think about. The Raptor engine is designed for the use of deep cryogenic propellants, fluids cooled to near their freezing points, rather than using cryopropellants at their boiling points, as is more typical for cryogenic rocket engines. To allow more propellant mass to be stored, engine performance is also increased with subcooled propellants. Specific impulse is increased, and the risk of cavitation at inputs to the turbopumps is reduced due to the higher propellant fuel mass flow rate per unit of power generated. The oxidizer to fuel ratio of the engine 3.8 to 1, as stated by Elon Musk. Engine ignition for all Raptor engines consumable igniter fluid, as used in Merlin. Many components of early Raptor prototypes were manufactured using 3D printing, including turbopumps and injectors, with the effect of increasing the speed of development and iterative testing. The 2016 subscale development engine had 40% by mass of its parts manufactured by 3D printing. In 2019, engine manifolds were cast from SpaceX's in-house developed SX300 Inconel Super Alloy, soon to be changed to SX500, rather than pintle injectors used by the previous Merlin rocket engines that SpaceX mass-produced for its Falcon family of launch vehicles. That said, this is it for today's video. So what is your take on this matter? Tell us in the comments. If you want to see our upcoming videos, ring the bell icon, and don't forget to like our video as well. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching.